There was a time when I realized that success doesn't begin with talent, luck, or opportunity. It begins with a decision, a quiet decision you make with yourself, usually when no one is watching. The kind of decision that changes how you wake up in the morning, how you deal with pain, how you respond to fear, and how you move when the world tells you to slow down. That's when I understood that focus is not just about concentration, it's about elimination. You eliminate excuses, you eliminate noise, you eliminate comfort. And once you do that, something powerful starts to take shape. When I lock in, I don't hear opinions, I don't hear doubts, I don't hear praise either. I enter a space where emotions don't control me anymore. It's cold, it's quiet, and it's intentional. People mistake that for anger or arrogance, but it's neither. It's discipline. It's respect for the work. When I step into that mode, I'm no longer interested in conversations, explanations, or approval. I'm interested in execution. I'm interested in giving everything I have to the task in front of me. I learned early on that the body follows the mind. If your mind quits, your body will find a way out. But if your mind is trained, your body will go further than you ever imagined. That's why endurance is not just physical, it's mental. If you believe you can go 4 rounds, you can go 6. If you believe you can go 6, you can go 10. Limits are rarely real. They're usually just stories we repeat to ourselves because we haven't trained our minds to stay calm under pressure. Fear has always been a signal for me, not a stop sign. Whenever I'm afraid of something, I move toward it, not because it's easy, but because it forces growth. Fear tells you that something matters. Fear tells you that you're standing at the edge of your comfort zone. And every time I've stepped through that fear, I've discovered a stronger version of myself on the other side. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite it. There's a switch I flip when it's time to perform. It's like stepping into a character, an alter ego built for battle. In that space, emotions are controlled, not erased. Focus sharpens. Everything unnecessary fades away. It's the same feeling an actor has before stepping onto a stage, or a fighter has before entering the cage. Once you're in, nothing else exists. No past mistakes, no future worries, just the moment and the mission. Preparation is where confidence comes from. Real confidence, not the loud kind, the quiet kind that shows up under pressure. I never relied on hope, I relied on repetition. I practiced until movements became instinct. I visualized scenarios before they happened so that when the moment arrived, it felt familiar. Pressure doesn't create character, it reveals it. And when you've done the work, pressure becomes an advantage. Routine saved me. Most of my days look the same, and that's by design. Discipline thrives on structure. You don't wait to feel motivated. You move because it's time to move. The hardest moments are often the most valuable ones. The cold mornings, the tired sessions, the days when progress feels invisible. Those are the moments that build mental strength. Those are the deposits that compound over time. People talk about balance, but greatness often requires imbalance. There were things I said no to so I could say yes to my purpose. I missed out on comfort, leisure, and sometimes even relationships, not because they weren't important, but because the goal demanded more. Sacrifice isn't glamorous, it's lonely, but it's also necessary. You can't chase extraordinary outcomes with ordinary habits. Visualization became a daily practice for me. I didn't just see success, I felt it. I imagined the pressure, the noise, the stakes. I ran through every possible outcome in my mind so that nothing could surprise me. When the moment came, my body simply followed what my mind had already rehearsed. If you can see it clearly enough in your mind, you give yourself a chance to make it real. I never competed for validation, I competed to win. Winning mattered because it was proof of execution, not ego. Losing taught lessons, but winning confirmed that the process worked. And the process was everything, day after day, year after year. Small improvements stacked on top of each other until the gap between me and others grew wider, not because I was special, but because I was consistent. Pain was part of the journey. Getting knocked down wasn't optional. Getting back up was. There were moments when I questioned everything, moments when exhaustion felt permanent, moments when quitting seemed logical, but that's when survival instincts kicked in. That's when training mattered most. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your preparation. Self-belief is a powerful thing, not the fake kind, the kind that comes from evidence, from showing up, from doing the work when no one is watching. Champions see themselves differently. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for proof from the outside world. They build proof internally. They act as if it's possible long before anyone else believes it is. I've learned that the real enemy isn't people, it's complacency, it's comfort. It's the version of yourself that wants an easier path. That's the opponent you face every day. And if you don't challenge yourself, life will eventually do it for you, usually in a much harsher way. Growth requires friction. Resistance is part of the design. Winning isn't a destination, it's a mindset. There's always another level, another standard, another version of yourself to reach. The steps never end. Sometimes they're clear, sometimes they're unstable. Sometimes you fall, but belief keeps you moving. Belief tells you there's another step even when you can't see it. When the world says no, you say yes to yourself. You say yes to the work, yes to the discipline, yes to the discomfort. Because at the end of the day, nothing can replace commitment. Talent fades, motivation comes and goes, but commitment shows up every single day. And that's what separates those who dream from those who become.